Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you and talk about one of the great capabilities of Azure platform, right? So what's that platform or what's that capability which is going to be definitely make a difference in many different activities, right? When it comes to automating anything as in when we wanted to run any scheduled script. That's one of the example, but not limiting to that area or that specific requirements, but it has so many things to offer when it comes to do the different automation activities, right? Now, you might say, okay, if we wanted to do something, but how we can do that, right? To do that, there are different ways. Either we can use automation capability or any other capability. There are so many capabilities that we can put together and use it, right? But the one which I'm talking about, it is Azure Automation, right? So this is one of the great service in Azure, and this helps in automating so many things by creating runbooks and putting out different scripts in it, and those scripts would be executed on a given time, right? Now you might say, okay, this is something which we earlier used to do in the on-premises or on the local devices when we wanted to do certain automation of any of those tasks, right? So we were able to do that, and we had to schedule those tasks or those kind of activities on the local machine. And as soon as the machine is active and everything is up and running, then the script is going to be executed during the scheduled date time, right? Now, the same capability, but which has more advanced capabilities and features which are running in the cloud. You really don't have to be spinning up any additional resources, additional services, or anything, right? So everything is going to be in the cloud, and that's kind of set up once and let it run multiple times or as and when needed, right? We really don't have to keep monitoring it, keep checking it, but definitely if there are situations or errors or issues, definitely we have to go back and identify and work on those errors and resolve those if there are any, right? So those are the things. But the main part here would come whether this service, which is Azure Automation, is cost effective, whether this is going to be costly for me or for my workloads, for my requirements to be used or executed for the organizations, right? Because I, as an organization, or I, as an IT pro, would want to do different activities and automate those things because I don't want to rely on manual efforts to do it, right? And that is why I'm going to put some of the efforts there to spin up some of the automation activities, which will keep happening behind the scene. And I really don't have to do that manually over the weekend or probably during the work days as well, right? So now we would set up that using Azure Automation Service as it's a fully managed service within the cloud, right? And by setting it up appropriately, it is going to give us the capability to run any of those tasks, right? And basis on that, it's going to take care of everything which is there. And we, as a customer, we don't really have to look it, or we don't have to really spin up any additional infrastructure, which is underlying infrastructure for the service to execute and be run on time or as executed or as we wanted to execute, be it a scheduled job or something like that, right? So now that is how it is going to be. And as I was talking about the whether it is cost effective or not, right? So I'm going to decode that in this whole video, and also I'm going to show you how we can simply spin up the same in the Azure cloud and then take it further from there, right? So let me share my screen quickly here and I'll show you. And first we'll talk about the cost effective or ways or how the cost is going to be calculated for the same, and then we can take it further. All right. So here I'm on one of the Azure pricing calculator or pricing page for the Azure Automation Service, right? And you would see the bunch of details over here, right? And at the same time, I think I have copied the same page. Let me get the one again. All right, let me share it again here. All right, so this is the page which talks about automation pricing, right? Now, everyone is concerned about pricing and cost, and everyone looks around whether how much cost it is going to incur for the service, whether it is going to cost us on per minute, per seconds, per hour, or maybe whenever it is going to run, right? Now, this has a capability which is going to be costing us on a per minute basis, right? If particular job is going to run for 5 minutes, it's going to cost us or charge us basis on those calculated minutes when the service was active and executed, right? And that is how it is going to be, right? You would see the different details, including overview and pricing table for this as well. So on the pricing table, you have options to explore the region and currency, right? So these are the different currencies that are available and supported. So you can simply go ahead and find, let's say I wanted to go to Australia Central and I wanted to see what is going to be the currency so that I can understand, let's say Australia, right? So here you would see this is a per minute pricing and this is a per hour pricing, right? So these are the two different workloads or services which is offered by Azure Automation Account, right? And that is how the cost is going to be calculated. Similarly, if I have to go back and select the UK South, and I can simply select probably the UK, which is GBP, you can see the difference here, right? Now, the pricing might be different, but you are also seeing this one, which is free units included per month. So what does this mean is, this means that you get 500 minutes and 744 hours per month, which is free of cost, right? That's not chargeable at all. But if your runs or any jobs or any activities are going beyond 500 minutes, that means it is going to charge you this much cost, which is going to be a per minute cost, right? And if the job runs for 5 minutes, then you can calculate this cost per minute into 5 minutes, and then it's going to give you that exact amount, how much it is going to be costing you for that particular duration, right? Now, this is something which is pretty straightforward and clear. So there is no complex calculations on this one. And on the job runtime, let's say first 500 minutes are those minutes which are available every month. So we really don't have to, probably there won't be much cost. If we are falling under 500 minutes every month, right, then our jobs are run or run every month without additional cost for this service, right? But if we have so many automations which are going beyond 500 minutes, then definitely it's going to cost this much. But still, this cost is something which is not at the high, or it's something manageable in many cases. We really don't have to spend a lot of uh, money or a lot of cash on that side, right? Because it is on the cent level. It is not even hitting the dollar at all, right? So that way it is going to be easiest way to do so many automations and activities which are a kind of monotonous, and we really don't want to do the manual activities, right? And we as an IT pros should be able to focus on real problems and find and create real solutions which we wanted to build, right? So this way it is going to be calculated and charged basis on that, right? Even there is one of the other service which is a part of Azure Automation, which is Watchers. It has 744 hours, and which is also costing the similar price or similar but which is on a per hour basis. It is not on a minute basis, right? So if watcher was executed and run for 1 hour, then this is the cost for that. So it's going to cost us a 0.002, which is a per hour cost, right? There's additional configuration capability, which is configuration management, and that can be integrated with Azure Log Analytics service. And there are again two feature sets, including Azure Node and non-Azure Code Node. So for Azure Node, there is no cost, which is a free of cost, of course, and there is no free units included per month. So it is not applicable on free one, but on the non-Azure node, there are 5 nodes available, and it is costing $6 per node, right? So this is going to be calculated per this node wise, right? If we are using one node, that means it's going to cost a six node or $6 node per node, right? And on the update management, there is on the any node, there is no free units available, but it is available with a free, right? And there is little star mark which says these free units are not available to subscribers using rate plans providing a flat discounts or fixed monthly credit amount, right? So those are not available there as well. So this is something we need to, or anyone who are actually utilizing Azure services need to understand and get get to clarify on this whether those are available or not, and probably you can simply go with either pay as you go subscription or service, right? And there are some other details as well, so you can go ahead and uh, get your questions answered along with, if in case more help needed, then definitely there is a separate team as well from Microsoft. They would definitely go ahead and help on that as well, right? So this is how the costing and pricing and calculation is going to be about Azure Automation Service, right? Which is a pretty straightforward and easy to set up and spin up everything, right? Also, there is another document which talks about what are the different features and capabilities of this service, right? And upon this, you would see so many things. And on the pricing side, there is no upfront cost at all. There is no termination fee or anything, right? And you would pay only for what you need or what you use, right? And that's it. You really don't have to pay additional cost at all during and after and before at all as well, right? So this is how it is going to be, right? So now you would have understand what Azure service or Azure Automation Service is going to do and how it is going to be costing, right? Now let's jump onto the portal and I'll simply show you how we can go ahead and create one there, right? So I'll simply search for Azure Automation, and probably I just need to search for automation here, right? Because so here you would see automation accounts, and once it is searched, we have to create one, right? So here you can see simply there's a button to create one. So simply go ahead and create one. So I'll simply select one of the resource group over here and I'll give it a name, Azure Automation 101, then hit the next one. But to do that, you can see there are different tabs from basic, advanced networking, tags and review, plus create. So under the advanced tab, here we have options to whether attach it with managed identity, be it system managed or user assigned, right? So I have created similar video for these two areas, whether you should use assigned, a system assigned or user assigned, and basis on that, you can decide how you wanted to use this automation account to be able to execute a scheduled job or any other automation job that you wanted to go ahead and spin up, right? So you can go and watch that one, and basis on that, you can take the next steps. Click next. Here we have options whether we wanted to put this automation account, whether on the public access, public internet access, or behind the private network. So we can decide whether it is a public access or private. and we can simply put that together in the private if in case we wanted to execute over there only. So we have options to add a private endpoint, and we should be able to add that one here, right? And then it's going to be executing basis on that. So for now, I'm going to keep it public and default. Next is tags. We can assign the tags to this one to identify which team or which application, which service is being used by this account. And basis on that, we can make sure that's a part of our governance, and security and compliance is also falling under this one. Click next, where we will simply, it is going to simply validate, and then we should be ready to create one. So now this is going to be created, right? So once it is created, so there are different capabilities and different options and services that we can simply use it, right? So to show you that, definitely it's going to take longer time to show you how we should go ahead and create a job and put a script and whether it is scheduled or what, right? So but definitely I'm going to create a separate video for that one and show you how we can create a job, and then that job is going to be executed basis on scheduled date times, and it's going to keep running, right? So here at the left side, you would see different options and tabs. And from there, we can simply create runbooks, jobs, and hybrid worker groups. Then configuration management, which I was talking about, right? Then shared resources. What are those resources? And from there, we can pull out those resources in order to execute a scripts and all of that settings, right? And then some of the other details. You can see start top VM, event grid, work linked workspaces, watcher tasks, along with account settings that we can go ahead and set up. Then the settings, then some of the monitoring capabilities, along with some of the automations as well, right? And at the last, we have help options there too, right? So there are so many things that we can go ahead and configure and set up and use as and when needed, right? And as per that, it is going to help us to perform different actions, right? So this is how it is going to be executing and working for us as an automation part, right? So, yep, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about. And the main purpose of this video is to show you and discuss and talk about the pricing ways as well as different capabilities of it, and to show you how really Azure Automation Account is being created and what are the things there. But to show you on the deep level, definitely there is uh, more scope, and I'll definitely create another video with creating automation and jobs and runbooks and show you how we can go ahead and do it and take and execute particular script to be able to perform different actions, right? So, yep, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about it. And hope you like it. Hope you learned something new, and hope you'll enjoy this one, right? So don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and people around you so that they can also learn it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, right? So you get to see every new video whenever it is uploaded and available on the channel. So, yep, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.